Hello viewer, welcome to yet another episode of Sports Ugu. On today's show, I'm joined by two lovely guests, if I may call them so. One is a lady and another one is a gentleman. Remember to keep it interacting with us through our SMS line number 21144. To watch these episodes and the rest of the Sports Ugu episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is GBS TV Kenya. So a lot happened during the weekend, including the AFCON 2019 finally came to an end with Algeria bragging the rights by winning a 0-0 against Senegal. We are also going to be tackling about the international friendlies, whereby we had Juventus being thrashed lately by Hurricanes goal in the 9 minutes of the game. So without wasting any time, let me introduce my guest today on the show.
My name is Yuna Morgan. Natumia majina mingi za kizungu. Well, from my village they call me Njoki. Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So, and the gentleman over there, Arsenal fan.
Yes.
But you don't have the identity.
Awananga jezi over.
It's in the blood. You don't need to. Okay. I'm Regan Wambundo. I'm an Arsenal fan. Whether rain, sunshine, rainbow, Arsenal forever.
So you are ready for this season as Arsenal fan, as an Arsenal fan?
I'm ready for the season with no high expectation.
Thank God.
Like some people, let me call them people. I don't want to trigger an argument at this early stage. Let me just, I'm not like other teams. Let me say other teams. No, Arsenal is just one out of 90. Okay,
viewer, today's show is promising to be one you don't want to miss. I'm having a Manchester United fan and an Arsenal fan. So they're going to be getting somehow hasty and fighty over the show because their teams are gearing up for the new season, which will be starting on August. So let's start first of all with AFCON. The AFCON is now over. We're now focusing on the pre-season friendlies. But Algeria winning against Senegal, did you expect that?
No. Personally, I was a Kenyan fan since day one. Actually, I was not only patriotic, I was really trying to be supportive of our team. Then after Kenya, I dropped Kenya. I went to Egypt. Mo Salah let me down. No feelings, no hard feelings, my friend. I know what you are headed to, so I will leave that. But then again, I went to Senegal. Number one, because Sisse, during the World Cup, he performed really well. And then again, Sisse ni Marasta, so in the spirit of Warasta. So nilikuwa pale pia. And then again, I really expected the rest of Teranga to, wachapewa Waarabu, so that now this cup will come back to Africa. But either way, the best team won, but it really hurt. I was Team Senegal to the end, but well, they live to fight another day.
Yeah. So quite, did you expect, especially the goal that they was called against, the goal Senegal conceded? Was it a goal that you would call it was a proper goal? Or?
Well, I love Mahrez. He plays for City. We are rival teams, but he does well. When it came to Africa, well, like I was saying, Regan, hiyo bawa aliangukia sisiri. And then
it was actually a deflection.
Exactly. And then look at Senegal, they didn't have Kalibli. So we expected maybe wataenda extra time and then we would have won. Chances were to win a penalty. Hiyo ndo calculation nilikuwa nimefanya. So the turn of events didn't end well in my favor, but anyway, like I said before, well, they performed well. Unlike so many other teams that we expected wanaweza fika finals. So congratulations, Senegal.
Okay. So Regan,
yes.
To you, she said that Senegal lacked Koulibaly. Did you see them at any point missing Koulibaly in that game?
To start off, I remember the last time I was here, you asked me which team was going to win the AFCON then. With courage, I said Algeria going to win it. Because if you look, before like I give my sentiment on the game, if you look at the stats of the game between Algeria and Senegal, Algeria had one shot, and it was the only shot on target. And then Senegal had several shots, and that's why I was telling you, like, Senegal didn't show the kind of football they were supposed to play, and they only realized that after they had been after they had conceded 1 goal. And if you are talking about good luck for Mahrez, then it's the bad luck for the goalkeeper because the positioning was so poor. You can't see somebody attacking then as a goalkeeper like unasonga mbele, unaona? Intention yako ni nini? Si ball imepigwa inakuja, unaona? Ama si striker mwenye ako peke yake anakuja.
Similar goal that was conceded by Juventus.
Juventus, exactly. So you ask yourself, but for Juventus, you can excuse them because that was a surprise. And then the goalkeeper was moving. You know, as a goalkeeper, you need to move with your players back, forth, like it's expected. But for the, you know, you can see it from there. If he can pause it and then look at the position of the goalkeeper, he was out for a run to go for the ball, and then the defenders were there. So what was the need for the run? I think if at all Mahrez was for the good luck, then the goalkeeper was for the bad luck.
But at some point, Senegal were denied a goal. Let's say it was a penalty.
No, it was
Many
not.
were saying that's a handball.
It's not a penalty. Let me tell you why. I don't know if you have that clip, but if you have that clip, it can help. You know, as a player, they don't penalize whatever you have done. What was your intention? If you look at the player, all the hands were in the back. It's just that the body, like he was trying to go away from the ball, but by bad luck, the fact that the balls were behind it, like it doesn't count a penalty anywhere. So I don't see if it was a penalty.
It wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
So do you think the introduction of VR really helped during this match?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why? Because if it was the referee had adjudged to be a penalty, it could have costed Algeria.
Yeah.
But all the same, we saw that the referee overturned the decision. To you, do you think the introduction of the VR helped, or it was just another bad day?
Well, like I said, Senegal had a bad day in office. So, but VR in Africa can't work. Let's stick to whatever we do anyway.
So why do you think VR cannot work in Africa?
There's just too much at stake. For example, I still feel like Senegal waliuza hii game raw safi tu. Yani ile tu, yani
ile walikuwa sharp.
Yani walipewa yani handouts wakaambiwa nyi fikeni pale chezeni hivi acha tupe Algeria.
But let's agree on one thing.
We saw Niang missing some chances. We couldn't say that pia ni ka walkover.
Well, their performance was poor. They did not bring their A game to this match. But I still think if there is anything that they could have done, at least ange-solidify to midfield yake kidogo.
I think even Koulibaly is not an issue for the Senegalese players. The issue was they knew they had it. That was their main problem from the beginning of the competition.
They walked in there with pride.
Yeah, you know, Senegal started from World Cup. They had everybody knew.
We cannot say they knew they had it, bearing in mind the record that Algeria had shown in this competition.
No, that's
only
why.
conceding one goal.
Do you know what? Like, it's one thing to underestimate your opponent, and it's one thing to go against an opponent who has almost the same start, like mnapimana, unaona. So for Senegal, I can say proudly they knew they were going to win the Africa Cup of Nations. And then you see, Algeria was for an early goal. If you look at the way they were pushing for the goal, they were there.
It was among the fastest goal we've seen.
Let's go there, look for a goal. Because if you look at Senegal started the game very relaxed. They were playing that possessing game. They were not playing let's go attack from the first.
Okay, so how can you sample Senegal's journey to this competition, coming into this competition? Have they impressed you, or?
Well, comparing how they performed during the World Cup and what they did during the AFCON, well, they came up better than before, but I would blame the coach Cisse for putting the whole burden on Mane. Yani hawakuwa na player mwingine mwenye walikuwa na expect anaweza perform kwa hii game. So hata wakienda final, actually that is why we lost. Juu sasa kila msee alikuwa anaangalia Mane. So hata Algeria walikuwa wametarget nani? Mane. So I believe in the near future in other various tournaments, I'm sure Cisse will manage now to get other young people, other young talents in Senegal that can come up and replace Mane hata akiwa majuu. Yani tunaweza jua Senegal sasa hii kikosi hata kama ni team B inaweza perform.
And also Kenya, we had the same problem.
Exactly.
Depending on one.
Let me cut. It's not the coach's fault, because I believe if you're a coach and the player has shown potential, then he deserved the chance. For the problem with Mane was that the eyes were on Mane. So, as a player, when you get into the pitch, everybody expects me to perform, and with that, lots of pressure. You find yourself, because even for you saw him losing some penalties, which I can say it's all about the pressure. So sometimes, as a coach, for us to blame the coach, he will have seen that situation, and then there was this player Balde. Balde was a good player too, and then you find most of the time Balde was on the bench for Mane to start. One thing I liked about Balde was the ball work. Do you know that sometimes it can help a lot, because unafanya opponent anakuwa delicate, because one single touch, a yellow card is out, and then you get a chance to push the game forward.
So far so good. Which team impressed you during this AFCON 2019?
Kenya.
Bearing in mind we were eliminated in the group stage.
Yes, it took us 15 years to get there. That was commendable.
But
as
after
much as
those 15 years and very good preparation, we were supposed to go up to the round of 16 or even maybe the quarterfinals.
Walikata Kahata acheze. What did you expect?
But Kahata was given his game
the
time.
first
But
game,
he
the
I
didn't
first-
know, and I figured this would come up. Yes, but my point is, angechezeshwa 90, and then we would have blamed him from then. I don't see how 30 minutes.
But
Okay.
if you look, the first game he was the same.
Yes.
The second game, still he was doing the same mistake, and the coach could not continue to risk having him on the pitch and he's not performing. And at that particular moment, we are struggling to get those goals. So, do you think Kahata could have been given more
He's my
game
all-time
time?
favorite.
Do you know, we
stand.
football fans, we are so funny, because when a player performs, like you have a player on the pitch, he's not performing, you have a problem with the coach.
No, you start throwing
when the
words.
player is benched, you have a problem with the coach. So
Yes.
what do you want?
Because
like,
the coach will never go
you
there and play
you are
football.
given opportunities
Yes.
based on performance. If you're not performing, there's no reason for you to play.
I still believe
Okay,
if Kahata managed to play the second match before he was subbed, we would have done better.
Really?
Yes.
What makes you say so?
You've seen what he does when he's in the
You just
pitch.
said we did better, so
He's
I don't.
the best decorated midfielder in East Africa. So
yeah.
what more do you
No,
want me
like
to say?
Actually,
you said, Kenya
Simba
did
went
well.
for
So
I wish Arsenal could sign Kahata. You could go places.
ouch.
Thank you.
Actually, we've seen
Kenya.
Kahata being signed by
Simba.
huge a lot of
Yes,
a lot
and
of
that's a lot
money.
of money. There is no talent. Kama, if he's not performing, he cannot be worth that much. 6 million is so much.
Okay, based
Okay,
on that, no, let's look at
No,
Messi.
no.
Let's look at
She
Messi
has
for
said-
Argentina and Messi for Barcelona. It's the same thing. Some players have luck with their clubs more than the country. We can't blame for the bad
Speak
luck.
about
Okay,
your
to her,
club.
she's speaking about herself, the team that impressed
Yes.
her during the competition.
Yes.
So, how about you? Which team impressed you during this?
I think Algeria did good and they deserve to win, and I said that earlier and I'll still say it. They deserve to win. The way they were pushing for, they were determined to win, and that was what was needed for the competition. And that is what is needed always for a player. Yeah, I think they did good.
Okay, Odion Igalo being the top scorer in this competition, did you see that coming?
No, that was unexpected because considering we had bigger names, look at Mosala, for instance. Number one, he had the home advantage because it was in Egypt. Number two, he's the Champions League winner for last season. And then you see how he plays for Liverpool. So me, I expected actually Mosala might come up top. But like they say, kila nyani na siku yake.
Okay, who do you think was the best player in this competition?
I think Africa Cup of Nations had several top scorers. If not for their teams being eliminated earlier, Igalo would have not won. I'm confident Mo Salah would have been a contender. We have Kenya.
But he didn't show that hunger to win the Golden Boot.
Like that's, football sometimes is all about sacrifices. Sometimes if you looked at how Salah was playing, he was more of giving the ball than going
But he
for the
lacked
goals.
passion. Hakuwa na morali ya hii game.
Yeah.
Hakuwa.
That tunaweza sema like hizo sasa ni watu wa nini, wachambuzi wa Egypt wakikaa chini wanasema alituuza, like
Wanakaa tu kama hapa na Kenya.
So for us, Harambee Stars, it was a good, let's say it's a good heads up for us, bearing in mind 15 years out of this competition, and we managed to go all the way. Let's say not to the round of 16, but we tried at least winning against Tanzania, who are our biggest rival here in East Africa. So it's a plus for us.
heads up.
Viewer, we are going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with the international friendlies and also the transfer segment. Stay tuned.